When it comes to Super Mario 64 speedrunning, one category has stand out more than any other over the years. 16 star is likely one of the most popular speedrunning categories in any game ever. It is short enough for beginners to pick up, it has lots of movement, some glitches, and is close to entirely free of random time losses. It is no wonder that the Blindfolded equivalent, Blindfolded 16 star, is just as popular and optimized as the visual counterpart. Now, you might have seen my recent grind and the newest Blindfolded 16 star world record in under 20 minutes, but how fast can we actually go? What would the theoretical human limit be right now, with all the current strategies perfectly executed? Well, I have just the answer to these questions, as I have created a human theory showcase of Blindfolded 16 star, which takes the fastest segments we have ever recorded and then glues them together to one spliced perfect speedrun. How fast do you think we could go like that? Let's find out. So, welcome to the Blindfolded human theory task of 16 star that I have created a while ago now. This is basically gonna be a speedrun that, as I already said, cuts together the best parts, the best segments that we have ever performed as a community to create one speedrun that like roots over them all, basically. It's gonna be the LBLJ route, so it's gonna be the route that we are using in the current world record, which is a 90 minutes and 43 second time that I've performed in the beginning of 2025. And, well, the beginning of the route will be similar. That's all I can say for now. What will definitely change is everything after, and already right now here in the very beginning we can see the first change, because Lucky to Skip is gonna look a tiny bit different than what you are used to. So you can see it right away. We just sent out all these long jumps, skip Lucky to with basically the visual strategy. No normalizing, nothing. That's the so-called YOLO Lucky to Skip. And we go straight into LBJ as well. LBJ is pretty fast. You can see here just like mashing out the speed, instantly turning the camera, not wasting any second, then just like in visual, just entering Dark World. And in Dark World, you know what's coming. The famous Dark World red coin star with the very difficult 33 cycle. So how Bowser in the Dark World Reds works is that you have to get to the middle jump. There's this long jump across the platform in the middle, and you need to reach this one crystal here in a second at a certain specific amount of time. So you can see right now I'm at 33 seconds exactly at this crystal. And that lets us perfectly catch the cycle here on these rotating platforms. That's what we refer to as the 33 cycle. Now in speedruns, in normal speedruns, in that like world record attempts and stuff, we never get the 33 cycle. It's like so hard. In 70 star we actually on purpose decided to go for a 2 cycles slower than this, simply for consistency reasons. So right now the consistent strategy kind of gets a 41 second cycle, which is like a couple of seconds slower than this. But this is the fastest way that we can do this stage for sure. And it's also our first star, and now the Bowser 1 fight is also gonna look a bit different. It is the so-called double spin. Usually we drag Bowser into the bomb, but it is of course possible to just throw Bowser, and we can also throw Bowser with the minimal amount of spins, which creates this super fast strategy. And that is the first split of the run. Dark World Reds and the Bowser fight in 3 minutes 13. Pretty fast. Not very much slower than what we do in runs, honestly. Like a bit, but not that much. But yeah, that will change very soon, because now we are going into Womp's Fortress, and here we're gonna see lots of changes. First of all, let me introduce a friend of ours. We're gonna watch a video of Haribo, because Haribo has the single star world record for the Owless star. You can see here perfectly executed 5th frame wall kick Owlist, which is like insane. I had to cut in the beginning and the end a bit to make the gameplay fluid. Don't mind the transitions there. But yeah, Haribo is an amazing IL player, and we will see yet another friend of ours, Taylor. Absolute legend in Super Mario 64, has also a couple of ILs, and also the world record for cannonless in Blindfolded. So that was a long jump cannonless performed entirely without vision, which is really, really crazy. It's like 2 seconds faster than I ever did it. And with that being said, I want to introduce another friend. Blobfish Times has currently the 2nd fastest time in this star here. Like super cool strategy with the wall kick in front. Why I included not this one and not the very fastest is the difference between the world record and this one is like in a couple of frames at this point. Like the single star speedruns are getting really optimized, and I wanted to use this chance to just showcase some of our talents and our runners basically. You're gonna see a few of them still, like there will be a few more. I wanted to include like as many of the different runners as I could without hindering like the editing process. So next stage we're gonna go into is Shifting Sandland, where you will see a familiar face. It's not gonna be me again, because it's gonna be Taylor. And this is probably the biggest time save in 16 star that potentially could be done. It is a blindfolded Tama pillarless, perfectly into the pyramid here. Double jump dive into the star, 13 seconds. That is wild. Like, this is the one star that like nobody besides Taylor has ever done. Simply because it's so difficult. And with that, let me introduce Tylord. Tylord has beaten the world record of the Talon Star literally yesterday. I was performing a speedrun at GDQ Hotfix, and I've beaten the single star record for this star live on stream. And then Tylord was like, okay, it is still unoptimized. And then Tylord beat it again after like 2 hours or something, which is super funny. And Tylord is gonna make another appearance here in SSL for the Pyramid Star. Just a perfect line into the star here, and yeah, super sick stuff. Huge shoutouts to all of the single star blindfolded community here. There's lots of great work being done. LLL will see also a couple of stars, a couple of changes as well. You will first see me getting the red coin star here in LLL Reds. The current world record for this star is also held by Tylord, I believe, which is also like a couple of frames faster only than this one here. It's a 15.2 super fast, super fluid movement. Also a different route than you would usually see on the left side, like not going with lava boost, but just long jumping like in visual. Then the favorite star of many of our community here, the logless star, with a bit of a different strat here, with a long jump strategy instead of the lava boost. This is like the OG way of doing logless. Much more difficult, no pause buffer. Boom, perfectly getting onto the fence and into the star. 15 seconds and 15.7, really fast. Yeah, this is faster, but also not really viable for runs. That's why we do like a bit of a different method now. Okay, next up is the elevator star in the volcano. This is, fun fact, the slowest star right now in the route, with 20 seconds, I think. Is it maybe a sub 20 actually? I'm not sure. So yeah, how it works is you triple jump to the pole. Then you set up a double jump here and perfectly dive into the star. 22 seconds. By far the slowest star in the route right now, but yeah, still fast enough to make it in. And then the last star in Lethal Lava Land will be by another good friend of ours, Johannes. Johannes is also an amazing blindfolded speedrunner, currently I think 4th place in 16 star. So look at this strategy here, lots of camera manipulation, manipulating the bully into being straight there at the edge, and then setting up a double jump, triple jump, boom, into the star, 21 seconds, really fast stuff. This is a strategy I actually want to learn myself still. Next up is the HMC Amazing Exit Star. Yet again, a world record that is currently held by Tylord by a couple of frames faster than this, what you see right now. There's general strat is though literally the visual one. Like you jump down there, you instantly turn the camera, and then without normalizing, just do the triple jump wall kick. Super cool. And with that being said, we go to Rolling Rocks next. Rolling Rocks is, I think, the oldest world record that you will see in this run. You can see it on the camera here. Like this is a very old Bubzia recording. But yeah, still very fast. Double jump firsty wall kick dive into the star with a unnotched angle. It's a pretty difficult strat. You also need to rely on RNG. But that's what it is. Then we get the Toad Star, of course. The Toad Star is very, well, not hard, I would say. You just grab it and go back to HMC for the last star of the run here. Also, I forgot to split, never mind. HMC Nessie. And now this is a strat you will never see in a run here. Look at this magic happening. The infamous HMC sign clip performed blindfolded. Now, fun fact, this is so far not possible on the Wii Virtual Console, so, you know, take it with a bit of a cautious eye. So this is not really a thing that you could do in one run, but it is still a world record of the star, so we're gonna take those. MIPS is gonna be also pretty fun here. It's the current strategy that we use also in runs, just performed extremely fast. So we're gonna catch the bunny here, go to the side, go to the corner, instantly releasing him as like you need to. The problem with MIPS is you need to always confirm that you are in the positions where you need to be, but you also don't want to like walk too long into the wall because it loses time, of course. So just jumping over the fence here, you will see a little cut right now. Just because we don't have really a clean recording of a perfect MIPS with DDD entry, so I just decided to split it into two. Then the last star you will see today, Diadox Submarine. This strat is basically the same as what you see in my usual runs, minus the fact that the swimming will be much more optimized and like much more tight. You can see me cutting all the corners very precisely. This is what we call risky swims here, because we also like go straight to the back fin here, and like without swimming a couple of additional times into the fin to like confirm we're actually there, I'm just jumping straight out as soon as I think I reached it, and then like instantly ledge grab with a bit of an uphold. It's like not that hard. It's all strats that I would also usually do in runs, just like a bit more optimized, if that makes sense. Then you will be in for a treat here. Fire Sea is very different from what you would see normally. So Fire Sea works with a bit of a... this is a strat that definitely never will be viable in runs. So we just basically need to go here to our fast cycle. This is the exact same what we do in runs so far. What will change is at the end of the second floor here, and you will see why. So now we're gonna just do the classic lava boosts up here, same as we do in normal speedruns. And now look at this, Crouch buffer, down long jump, wall kick, firsties, double jump, dive, single jump, already transferring Mario to the left here, getting two further firsties, and perfectly into the hole. Sub 50 seconds Fire Sea. This is like one of the coolest runs I've done like ever. So I keep forgetting to split. I'm very sorry. So yeah, Fire Sea, this is like one of the best ILs I've performed in my life probably. And the fun fact is, the current strategy that we use for normal speedruns, like the viable strategy for RTA, is not even that much slower. It's like one second slower, I think. But like just to get this like last few seconds in is so incredibly hard that like we need to do all this crazy wall kicks, dives and whatever. So BLJ1 is coming up, and yeah, as you can expect, we're gonna just see some very clean BLJs here. I have actually recorded them very recently when we were on stream. I was a bit cheeky. I pretended that I practiced BLJs and I want to test the new BLJ strat one more time, but I actually just wanted to get a clean recording for this video. So look at this. And we are through. And then perfectly go to the door. And then we're gonna see a actually interesting and new strat, which is called the Pro BLJ2, which is basically what we refer to when we instantly hold down and clip into Bubzia in the sky without like needing to jump into the wall here. Look how fast it is. Beautiful. And then Bubzia in the sky is also very similar to what you see in runs these days. It's basically the strat that we do in runs, honestly, just extremely cleanly performed. So we're gonna hit the wall here to normalize on the x-axis here, because now as long as we keep this position that we have up and down, we will be in a perfect spot for the standing left side trick. And that's why I also pause buffer all the up and down inputs, because we need a perfect up and down here without getting any frame away. Boom, no ledge grab skip here. It's a bit random, but instantly going for left, for elevator skip, perfect. Then long jumping into the Goombas, and then double dive in the wind. That's just one strat that we don't do in normal speedruns, because long jumping into the Goombas is just too difficult. But yeah. Bubzia 3, nothing new to see here, just extremely perfect RNG and well executed. We will drag Bubzia into the first bomb, drag Bubzia into the second bomb here, and then the biggest time save comes from not spinning Bubzia like a billion of times, but like just instantly throwing him as soon as he has enough speed. That's the big time save here. So this is the current world record for Bubzia 3, you will see. And as you can see on the timer, we are actually on a very, very tight pace for a potential sub 17-second run. Oh, it's gonna be very close. But... and that's it. 16 minutes, 53 seconds. Absolute legendary time, honestly. The community has come together, grinded all these single stars, and we have officially achieved a sub 17-minute human theory task of Blindfolded 16 star. I think, in my opinion, this is amazing, honestly. The fact that we have come so far with Blindfolded speedrunning and with SM64 is like so incredibly cool to me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little showcase of a perfect speedrun. We will probably never reach this kind of gameplay in like real life, but hey, at least we have this like cool showcase of what is maybe possible. And honestly, I already got some new ideas while making this video for the actual RTA route, so that's pretty cool. With that being said, I want to give a huge shoutouts to all of my patrons that make videos like this one possible. Feel free to consider joining as well. Huge shoutouts especially to Boris, Farrell, Benlitz, ZXMany, KingReubs, Sara, and FirstClassCitizen. Really appreciate all the support from everyone here. And also want to give a huge shoutouts to all the single star runners that I presented in this video. Comment which single star you like the most. See you around soon, and bye bye.